Gary, having been blindsided by Jan's abrupt decision to leave, and awestruck with her unannounced return from Albuquerque. Her arrival was short-lived, her father to undergo surgery in Wichita, Jan feeling it was essential to be with the family. Their renewed convergence found a lot of water under the bridge to attend to, but brought forth a promise and a pledge of certainty, including the enraptured vows of matrimony. The evolving circumstances were unexpected, Gary acknowledging it was time to finalize his year-long emprise of separation from Kay with a final decree. Having maintained a cordial repose with her, but uncertain on how to approach the subject of initiating the legal aspects to reseed their 14-year marriage. The two coming to an agreement, meeting in concert with her attorney on Classen Boulevard, Gary releasing the house and all possession, save his 10-year-old pickup, band equipment, and clothes. The question of custody and child support a non-issue. The meeting was congenial with no animosity. At its conclusion the two were within walking distance of a Beverly's, Gary asking, Kay accepting to dine no longer as husband and wife but as friends. Walking back to his pickup, Gary questioned a hollowness that had come over him, a feeling of loss, experiencing an unexplained emptiness, or was it explainable? Bud Murrow having come through his surgery but remained in the hospital for an extended stay, Jan returning to Oklahoma City. The couple discussing the legal albatross that hovered over their heads, not being able to marry in Oklahoma until the 6-month waiting period was absolved. Gary coming up with an alternative solution, the state of Texas. Together the couple were on a mission, shopping for the necessities to endow a marriage ceremony. Jan discovering a pair of matching 16-karat gold wedding bands embossed with a striking one-of-a-kind rose design at Kay Jewelers and relegating their wardrobe to J.C. Penney's, the bride finding a wedding-suitable dress, Gary sporting a new suit. A decision being made, the couple deciding to journey to Wichita Falls, setting Thursday, December 8th as the day of matrimony. Gary researching Texas matrimonial law, somewhat concerned about any special out-of-state resident requirements. The only Texas requirement applicable to him was providing a copy of a divorce filing which he had yet to receive, therefore deciding it might best not to mention a previous marriage, let alone a divorce. Gary calling upon Jerry Willis, his best friend and the best man at his marriage to Kay 14 years ago, to once again acquire the role of best man at his wedding. Gary, Jan, and Jerry engaging the Torino for the morning 2.5 hours journey to Wichita Falls. The threesome advocating a stop on the H.E. Bailey Turnpike for breakfast. Glancing at the menu, the group was made aware they were traveling south, grits were available. Arriving at the Wichita Falls County Courthouse, directed to the county clerk's office in room 250 on the second floor, the couple initiating the paperwork, being directed to a waiting area, their name to be called when a judge was available. The small wedding party entering the judge's chambers, a very congealed judge introducing himself, giving a brief explanation of what was to transpire and remarking that couple's dress appearance was very presentable. Gary gathered from the intonation of the judge's voice, that not many Texans dressed for the ceremony. With the judge's pronouncement, "I now pronounce you husband and wife," it seemed like the clouds of uncertainty had parted and a basking sun now lit the road of life. The drive back to Oklahoma City was somewhat anticlimactic compared to the anxiety of the trip down. Upon arrival at their apartment, Jan placing a call to her parents' home in Kiowa, discovering her father, who remained in the hospital, had taken a turn for the worst, making a decision not to add to the family's turmoil by disclosing the events of the day. Gary wasn't surprised, during a Kiowa visit, overhearing a conversation between Jan and her mother. She can marry anyone, but not that musician. Jan's decision not to mention the marriage wasn't the worst news that day, informing Gary that she hoped he would understand, but because of her dad's condition she was leaving for Kiowa to be with family. Gary's wedding day just got rained on. There were no words for his disconsolateness, spending his wedding night alone, but even with this turn of events, every cloud has a silver lining, including this day. Gary having achieved the impossible dream, having reached the unreachable star, Janet Lea Murrow.